Did you know that over 50% of motorcycle crashes are caused by simple rider mistakes? That's right. Most accidents aren't because of bad weather, reckless drivers, or faulty bikes. They happen because of bad habits that riders pick up over time. Habits that make you look inexperienced, reckless, or just plain dumb. Today, we're breaking down 10 common riding habits that not only make you look like a rookie, but can also put your safety at serious risk. If you recognize yourself in any of these, don't worry. We've got the tips to help you ride smarter, safer, and with actual skill. So, strap on your helmet, hit that like button, and let's dive into the worst riding habits you need to stop doing right now. Number 1. Riding with one hand like you're trying to impress someone. You want to look relaxed, maybe a little too confident, cruising down the road with just one hand on the bars, like you're in a slow-motion action movie. But here's the reality. Riding with one hand massively reduces your control over the bike. Your motorcycle is designed to be operated with both hands firmly on the handlebars, giving you full control over steering, braking, and throttle adjustments. The moment you decide to ride one-handed, whether it's to stretch, show off, or just out of laziness, you're setting yourself up for a dangerous situation. Think about it. What happens when a car suddenly swerves into your lane, you hit an unexpected pothole, or you get caught by a gust of wind at high speeds? With both hands, you can react instantly, adjust your balance, and keep your bike stable. With just one, you're gambling with your own reaction time, and that's not a risk worth taking. At highway speeds, even a small moment of instability can lead to a crash, and no one's going to think you look cool when you're picking gravel out of your skin. Riding one-handed might feel effortless for a second, but the second something goes wrong, you'll wish you had both hands where they belong. Number 2. Riding too close to cars. Some riders seem to think that tailgating cars will somehow make traffic move faster. Spoiler alert. It won't. Instead, all you're doing is turning yourself into a potential hood ornament. If the driver ahead suddenly slams on the brakes, you're not stopping in time. Unlike cars, motorcycles don't have the luxury of crumple zones or airbags to save them from a collision. What you do have is your reaction time and space to maneuver. But when you're hugging the bumper of the car in front, you have neither. And it's not just about sudden stops when you're riding too close. You can't see potholes, road debris, or obstacles ahead until it's too late. One second you're rolling smoothly, the next you're dodging a chunk of tire or a piece of metal flying at your face. And if the driver ahead makes an unexpected move, like swerving for an obstacle or brake checking, you're left with zero room to react. And that's a one-way ticket to the pavement. Smart riders keep a proper following distance enough space to react, brake, or swerve if needed. Number 3. Revving at stoplights like you're in a race. You roll up to a red light and suddenly start blipping the throttle like he's about to launch off the line at a drag strip. What's you trying to prove? That your bike runs, but you have no clue how fuel injection actually functions? Here's the reality. Unless you're riding a carbureted bike from the 70s that genuinely needs throttle blips to stay alive, revving at a stoplight is completely pointless. All you're doing is making a lot of unnecessary noise, annoying everyone around you, and making non-riders think bikers are obnoxious. Modern motorcycles don't need constant revving to idle properly. Your engine is perfectly capable of running without your unnecessary input. In fact, excessive revving just wastes fuel, increases engine wear, and makes you look desperate for attention. If you really want to impress people, ride well. Smooth, controlled, and skilled riding speaks way louder than mindless throttle blipping, because revving your engine at every red light doesn't make you look cool, it just makes you look dumb. Number 4. Forgetting to cancel your turn signal. Nothing screams rookie rider like cruising down the road for miles with a turn signal blinking away, telling the world about a turn that was already made 5 minutes ago. Unlike cars, most motorcycles don't have self-canceling turn signals, which means it's up to you to turn them off manually. But here's the problem too many riders forget, and that's where things get dangerous. Imagine this. You're riding straight, but your left blinker is still flashing. A car behind you assumes you're about to change lanes or turn, so they slow down, or worse, they pull out in front of you, thinking you're about to exit. Now, instead of cruising smoothly, you're in a dangerous situation because of a simple, avoidable mistake. Not canceling your turn signal confuses other drivers and increases your risk of an accident, especially at intersections where people rely on signals to judge your next move. The fix? Make it a habit. Every time you complete a turn or lane change, tap that switch off. Some riders even press it automatically every few minutes, just to be sure. Riding a motorcycle already comes with enough risks you don't need to add self-inflicted ones by leaving your blinker on like a confused grandpa in rush hour. If you're finding this video helpful, then do not forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Number 5. Not covering the clutch and brake in traffic. Riding through traffic without keeping at least 2 fingers on the brake. And clutch is like walking through a minefield with your shoelaces tied together. You're just waiting for something to go wrong. Yet, so many riders cruise through stop-and-go traffic with a relaxed grip, completely unprepared for sudden changes. Here's the deal. In heavy traffic, things happen fast. Cars cut you off. Drivers slam their brakes. Pedestrians step out unexpectedly. If your hands aren't ready to react instantly, that split-second delay in reaching for your brake could be the difference between stopping safely or smashing into someone's rear bumper. The same goes for the clutch if your engine stalls in a panic stop because you weren't covering it. You're now in an even worse situation. Pro riders always keep at least 2 fingers on the front brake and clutch in traffic, ready to react instantly if something goes south. It's a small habit that can literally save your life. Number 6. Overusing the rear brake. Like it's the only one that exists, some riders treat the rear brake like it's their personal safety net, dragging it through every stop and barely touching the front brake. Here's the reality. Your front brake provides 70 to 90% of your stopping power. The rear brake is meant for stability, not for doing all the work. When you rely too much on the rear brake, you're significantly increasing your stopping distance and making emergency braking much harder than it needs to be. Worse, if you slam on the rear brake too hard, it can lock up the back wheel, leading to a skid that could send you into a high-side crash. And if you're trying to stop quickly while only using the rear, good luck. The key to proper braking? Balance. Use both brakes, but prioritize the front while gently applying the rear for stability. Learn how to modulate your braking force instead of dragging the rear brake like it's your security blanket, because riding around afraid of the front brake doesn't make you safer. It just makes you look clueless. Number 7. Swerving through traffic like a maniac. Some riders think weaving in and out of traffic makes them look skilled and fearless. But in reality, it just makes them look like an accident waiting to happen. Sure, motorcycles are smaller and more agile than cars, but that doesn't mean you should be zigzagging between vehicles like you're in a high-speed chase. Here's the problem. When you swerve aggressively between cars, you're putting yourself in drivers' blind spots, giving them zero time to react if they change lanes. A car driver expects a bike to move predictably. If you're darting from lane to lane with no warning, you're increasing your chances of getting clipped. And let's not forget road hazards. When you're weaving at high speeds, you leave yourself no room to spot potholes, debris, or sudden stops ahead. One wrong move, and instead of looking like a pro, you're sliding across the pavement, regretting your life choices. The safest way to ride? Be smooth, predictable, and aware of your surroundings. Smart riders use controlled lane changes, proper positioning, and keep a safe following distance. Because trust me, nobody's impressed by reckless weaving, except maybe your future ER doctor. Number 8. Wearing shorts and flip-flops like you're on vacation. We've all seen that guy riding down the street in a tank top, shorts, and flip-flops, looking like he just rolled off the beach instead of hopping on a motorcycle. Maybe he thinks it's cool, free, or comfortable, but here's what it really is. A guaranteed way to turn one small accident into a full-body skin graft. Motorcycle crashes don't have to be high speed to be brutal. Even a simple low speed fall can leave your skin shredded if you're not wearing proper gear. Road rash is not just a few scratches, it's layers of your skin ground off by the pavement, sometimes all the way down to the bone. And those flip-flops? One slip at a stoplight and your bare foot is pinned under a hot engine or crushed under the bike's weight. Think it's too hot for gear? Wrong. There's breathable, lightweight mesh riding gear, perforated jackets, and armored riding jeans designed to keep you cool without sacrificing protection. The truth is, riding in beachwear doesn't make you look stylish or tough. It makes you look reckless, because nothing screams dumb riding decision like limping around covered in road rash just because you didn't feel like putting on pants. Number 9. Stopping in the middle of a turn like you forgot how roads work. If you're stopping mid-turn, it's a clear sign that you don't trust your bike, your tires, or your own riding skills. And that hesitation, it's exactly what gets riders into trouble. Here's the reality. Motorcycles are designed to lean. When you hit the brakes in the middle of a turn, you're upsetting your bike's suspension, reducing traction, and making your handling unpredictable. This is a common mistake that often leads to running wide into oncoming traffic or wiping out entirely. If you find yourself entering a turn too fast, the worst thing you can do is slam the brakes. Instead, look through the turn, trust your tires, and smoothly roll off the throttle to adjust your speed. Your bike will go where your eyes are looking, so focus on the exit, not the panic. Stopping in a turn doesn't make you cautious. It makes you a hazard to yourself and everyone behind you. Learn how to control your speed before entering a curve, commit to the lean, and ride with confidence. Number 10, dragging your feet forever after taking off. Nothing screams, "I just got my motorcycle license yesterday," like dragging your feet for half a block after taking off from a stop. When riders are new to riding, they might feel a little nervous about stability, but keeping your feet down isn't helping. In fact, it's making you less stable and more awkward looking on the road. Here's the deal. Your motorcycle is designed to stay upright once it's moving. The faster your wheels spin, the more gyroscopic stability you have, meaning your bike naturally balances itself. But when you drag your feet, you're not committing to full control. You're just hesitating, which actually makes slow speed maneuvers harder. Once your bike starts rolling, your feet should be on the pegs immediately. The only time they belong on the ground is when you're completely stopped. And let's be real, nothing looks dumber than a rider taking off like a pro, but still shuffling your feet like you forgot how to ride.